Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Modeling Joe's Arcade. A little bit of a different setup this time, so there's not going to be any secondary window in the bottom corner, but all we're doing this time around is looking to add a couple circuit numbers to some of these outlets, so it should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to turn off the ceiling to work on this one as well. And music of the episode is going to be, what do we got going on here? I'm going to probably restart SketchUp. Or not. Hard to say. Alright, we are back post a technical problem. Anyway, music of this episode is going to be the album The Kids Are Coming by Tones and I. There will be a link in the description as usual. Get that going here. And yeah, so electrical outlet circuit numbers. And what these are intended to be is, if we look at our electrical components video, kind of these numbers that are right in here. So just small Sharpie script. I actually am not going to try to replicate Sharpie script. I'm just going to use a font with SketchUp's 3D text tool. So we'll go ahead and put some text on. And I do have these all written on a separate reference sheet as far as which outlet gets which circuit. And let's see. I'm going to start by trying to make it just an inch tall and 0 inches thick. Even that's going to be too large. But while I'm here, I'm going to go over to my textures. I'm going to grab black. There's a whole bunch of different blacks going on here. And I'll texture that thing black. And I did kind of catch that that was a backwards face, so I'll reverse that face just to be safe. And I think if I make it 0.5 inches tall, that's going to be about the right scale. And these aren't exactly centered or anything in real life, so I'm just going to eyeball the positioning here. And there's our number 6. So I should be able to use pretty much the same font size for the remainder of these. And I'll just have to look at my room key to figure out which goes where. Alright, so next one's up here. And this one is number 1. Let's get a 3D text going. 1. Height of 0.5. We'll make it black and take a look at the video to find out where that should go. I think hopefully we've got a shot of it. Nothing super clear, so we'll just kind of estimate the same location. Alright, the next one is also number 1. And actually, it did seem like those go on the bottom of these. right down there. I'm going to keep it vertical just for ease of use sake when you're looking at the model, even though it is sideways. And we'll move on to the next one here. Around the corner, that one is on number 2. And I'll see if I can catch where that's supposed to go. It's a fun detail that's in 2 places, so I will add that. Got that there. Reverse that face. Texture. And there's our 2s. The next one around is also on 2. Actually, the next 2 are on 2. Top there, top there. Oops. I want to do a copy here and a rotate. 90 degrees. And of course, I put it right into the wall. So let's go ahead and grab it there. Move that to up here. And it's given me a couple phasing issues. I'm going to bump it out 0.01. And I'll move it out over here as well. And then we're going to put some 3s on these next ones. Presumably in a similar type of location. There's our last 2, and then we've got 3. And 3. And then we're also going to have a 3 on the next one, but the next one is split 3 and 4. Kind of some complicated stuff going on here with that one. And I want to see real quick. Yeah, I think I've got these on details. So I want to go ahead and grab my numbers and put those on details as well while I'm thinking about it. Get those off furniture. Bring details back. I will turn, can't turn that off. Let's turn furniture off just to simplify things a bit. We'll have to correct that as well at some point. I'll probably do just some mass layering updates at some point here to kind of proof the model. Anyway, we'll go back to our 3D text. There's 3, 3, couple 3s here, and we will draw on this intersection kind of a divider line. Just like we've got on the real thing. That will pull out 0.01. And then we'll throw some 4s on there. Like that. Reverse and bucket. And move to roughly line up. Excellent. And now I think our next couple circuits are probably going to be 4s. They are. We've got 2 more 4s in a row. And as always, we'll preview roughly where those are supposed to go. We're moving to the top left now. And then we'll be moving to a 5. Here's our 4s, and so then this one we saw was a 5. Top left. Reverse bucket. And we also have a 5 around the corner here. Also in the top left. And rather than doing a move and copy on that rotate, it's turning out to be easier just to recreate these. I'm not really sure how it's doing the offset so there's no texture clash, but it is coming out pretty well. The 9 here was right dead in the center. So we'll put that on like this. Do our reversal. And then we've got a couple 8s. And we'll be back around the room. Okay, so we got the 9. There's these 8s down there. One down in the middle and one up top in the middle, I think. All right. Got that. And that. There's our 8s. Okay. And that's that. This one I don't believe has a circuit number on it. I'll just do a double check of the note here. But yes, nothing on that. And out here I think we just had a switch. So yeah. Got that. Okay, so I think that takes care of the electrical circuit numbering, and you can see I've turned the image textures back on here and just shifted the view a bit. That's because I caught one more thing, thanks to Joe, that needs to get added here, which is a Switch game symbol that goes above the Q*bert Cube's Q*bert cabinet. It looks something like this, and so I think we're going to try real quick here to pull that texture in as well. And so I'm going to kind of do our usual workflow. I think there's a way I can open this thing with Paint directly from here. Let's do it. And I'll go ahead and do a save as. Call it Game Switch. And we'll crop that thing down. Probably not going to catch the lamination around the side. But we can get the hand in here. So I'll save this. I already did save it, but we'll do a resize. And 512 ought to be perfect size for that. And kind of use a similar workflow to what we've been doing in other places here. Just looking at it, it's going to be a little bit wider than the Q. So I'm going to just like rough in what size this thing should be. Oh, let's try this big. Seems like my controls are inverted or something. Bring this up to here. Flip that. And we will create a new texture. Game Switch. And of course using an image from Joe's Arcade Textures. Game Switch. And we'll try that size. And I'm going to put this on the furniture layer, which I'll switch to here. And position that thing. So I think I can make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think this looks about right. And now, kind of just like we did with our Babe Ruth texture, we'll go ahead and trace this thing. Coming up and around. And actually the worst quality part of this glare is right in the lamination, since I'm skipping that anyway. It won't even show up. It's kind of a strange graphical error there. That looks right. I think it should still be in the same plan, or same plane. I guess we'll find out here though. Let me make sure. Yeah. Seems like we're still on the face. Would definitely have been worried about attempting this before doing some of these other, the flag and the Babe Ruth, but it seems like it works really well. to kind of do a sketch and extrude on this. And I'm going to guess that it's a cutout on cardstock. Maybe we'll confirm that later, but for the moment I will probably just texture the back as an off-white and call that good enough. Coming up and around the fingers. And I'm actually catching the metal strip here. I think that will translate really well as an attachment point. We'll group that. I will come back here and I'm actually going to put the texture on again. I'm going to position it. And I'm going to put this metal strip on the back as well. And that should be good enough. Because now I can come in, connect these two. And we're doing an autosave. There we go. Now if I can just find a good off-white, and I wonder if I've got one even. That's a little bit too white. Let's look in the colors. It's actually more of like a tannish, kind of like that, but a little bit lighter. That's not bad. Beautiful. Yeah, I like that a lot. And I'm going to make this a 1/16 of an inch thick. Because I just think a little bit of depth helps these things work better. And comparing to the image, that's about in the right spot. And so now, if I bring my ceiling back in, the guy's forehead is right there, but if I bring the ceiling back in, that looks pretty good. So, I think that's going to be a wrap on this one. Thanks for watching as always. We'll see you next time on Modeling Joe's Arcade.